As an employee at the Olive Garden, I had always believed it to be an elegant and prestigious restaurant. Little did I know that beneath its veneer of fine dining and impeccable service, a sinister secret lurked. It was a secret that would forever haunt my nights and cast a shadow on my days. I had started working at the Olive Garden as a waiter, eager to earn some extra cash while I pursued my dream of becoming a writer. The place was a culinary marvel, known for its exquisite Italian cuisine and opulent decor. It stood like a palace on the outskirts of town, its grand columns and ivy-covered walls drawing in patrons from far and wide. On my first day, I was introduced to the staff, most of whom had been working there for years. The head chef, a stout man with a walrus mustache, was a maestro in the kitchen. Maria, the hostess, was always impeccably dressed and had a charming smile that put guests at ease. But there was something about the staff's demeanor that struck me as odd. It was as though they were all hiding something that gnawed at the edges of their sanity. The restaurant itself was a sprawling, maze-like structure with various dining rooms, each more lavish than the last. Crystal chandeliers hung from the ceilings, casting a soft, warm glow over the tables. Antique paintings adorned the walls, and plush red carpets muffled the sound of footsteps. It was easy to get lost in the labyrinthine corridors that led to the kitchen and the wine cellar, where the secrets of the Olive Garden lay buried. One evening, as I was waiting on a group of well-dressed patrons, I overheard a hushed conversation between some of the senior staff members. They spoke of a hidden room, a room that was said to hold the key to the restaurant's success. Curiosity gnawed at me, and I couldn't resist eavesdropping. "It's in the wine cellar," Maria whispered, her eyes darting around to ensure no one was listening. "They say it's been there for generations." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. A hidden room in the wine cellar. What could it possibly contain? The more I thought about it, the more I became obsessed with uncovering the Olive Garden's secret. I knew it was risky, but I had to find out what was hidden beneath the restaurant's polished exterior. Late one night, after the last guest had left and the staff had gone home, I made my move. Armed with a flashlight, I descended into the wine cellar, my heart pounding with excitement and fear. The cellar was dimly lit, with rows upon rows of wine bottles lining the shelves. Cobwebs hung in the corners, and the air was heavy with the musty scent of aging wine. I began to search for any signs of a hidden room. My flashlight's beam danced over the stone walls, and after what felt like hours of fruitless searching, I finally found a small, inconspicuous door tucked away in a corner, almost invisible. Amidst the wine bottles, my hands trembling, I turned the doorknob and stepped inside. What I found sent shivers down my spine. The room was small and windowless, with ancient, tattered wallpaper peeling off the walls. In the center of the room was a large, ornate mirror, its glass cracked and discolored with age. But it was not the mirror itself that filled me with dread. It was the reflection it showed. I saw myself, but not as I was. My face was twisted in agony, my eyes hollow and despairing. I tried to look away, but I couldn't tear my gaze from the mirror. It was as though the mirror held my soul captive, revealing the darkest corners of my mind. I saw my deepest fears, my most shameful secrets, laid bare before me. Panic welled up inside me, and I stumbled backward, desperate to escape the room. As I turned to leave, the door slammed shut with a deafening thud, and I was plunged into darkness. My flashlight flickered and died, leaving me in complete blackness. I fumbled for the doorknob, my heart racing, but it refused to budge. I was trapped, alone in that nightmarish room with the malevolent mirror. And then I heard it a soft, mocking whisper that seemed to come from all directions at once. "Welcome to the Olive Garden's true secret," the voice said, dripping with malice. "We've been waiting for you." I screamed sound, echoing in the confined space. The mirror seemed to come alive, its cracked surface writhing like a living thing. Images flashed before my eyes, horrifying visions of torment and suffering. I clutched my head, trying to block out the onslaught of terror. Hours passed, or maybe it was days. Time seemed to lose all meaning in that wretched room. I could feel my sanity slipping away, eroded by the relentless onslaught of fear and despair. And then, just as suddenly as it had begun, the torment stopped. The room fell silent, and the door swung open, revealing the wine cellar beyond. I stumbled out, weak and disoriented, my mind a jumble of horrifying memories. The wine cellar looked different now, as though the darkness that had consumed me had seeped into its very walls. I knew I had to get out of there, away from the Olive Garden and its terrible secret. I made my way back upstairs, past the empty dining rooms and the silent kitchen. The once elegant restaurant had taken on a sinister air, and I could feel the eyes of the staff following me, their expressions filled with pity and terror. I burst through the restaurant's grand entrance and into the cool night air. The moon hung low in the sky, and the world outside was a welcome contrast to the nightmare I had just experienced. I ran, not looking back, not stopping until I'd put as much distance between myself and the Olive Garden as possible. In the days that followed, I tried to convince myself that it had all been a hallucination, a product of my overactive imagination. But the memories, the haunting images from that room, refused to fade. I couldn't escape the feeling that I had stumbled upon something ancient and malevolent, something that should never have been uncovered. I never returned to the Olive Garden, and I never spoke of what I had seen to anyone. But the restaurant continued to thrive, its doors open to a new generation of diners who had no inkling of the darkness that lurked beneath its luxurious facade. To this day, I can't pass by that grand, ivy-covered building without a shiver running down my spine. The Olive Garden's hidden secret remains, waiting for the next unsuspecting soul to stumble upon it and become ensnared in its web of terror. And I can only hope that they find a way to escape before it's too late.